Essie's story is a powerful reminder that the way we raise our children shapes their destiny. This is a tale of a boy named Essie, whose early life, filled with excessive indulgence, led him down a challenging path. It's a journey of learning, often the hard way, about responsibility, respect, and the true meaning of strength. Once upon a time, there was a father and a mother who were very, very happy. After having several daughters, they were finally blessed with a son. It was as if all their dreams had come true. They named him Essie. From the very first day, Essie's parents wanted to give him everything he could ever want. His father, who was a respected man in the neighborhood, even borrowed money to provide for his newborn son. Essie's mother, with all her heart, tried her best to make sure her baby was comfortable and happy. Essie's parents hadn't had much schooling themselves. They had married young and lived a simple life on the edge of town. Though they weren't wealthy, they were well respected in their community. Essie's father worked as a builder and his mother was a housewife. When Essie was born, his father gave his daughters very specific instructions. "You must take very good care of the baby," he told them. "I don't want to see Essie get hurt, and I don't want to hear him cry." He made it very clear that anyone who upset Essie would have to deal with him. Essie's sisters understood. Their little brother was special to them. Of course, they wanted a brother, and now they had one. So, from the time he was a baby, Essie was always in the arms of his mother or his sisters. They held him so much that he got used to it. If they put him down, he would cry and cry. And if his father was home, there would be a big commotion. "Why is no one taking care of this child?" he would shout. "Why are they making my precious Essie cry? Where did this spot on his clothes come from? How did this mosquito dare to bite my son?" When Essie was 2 years old, he stopped drinking milk and started eating solid food. The family didn't have a lot, but Essie always got the best of everything. He got the best clothes and he got the most delicious food. His sisters started to feel a little left out. Essie was the special one. Essie's parents and sisters gave him so much food, sometimes even forcing him to eat, that he often got sick. Even when the doctor told them to give Essie certain foods and not others, Essie would throw a fit until he got what he wanted. And his father would say, "Let him eat! It will help him grow faster." His mother would add, "He needs it because he didn't get enough food before." As Essie grew older, no one was allowed to tell him no. He would break things, throw things, and touch everything. He would cry and shout, causing trouble for everyone in the house and the neighborhood. But anyone who dared to go against Essie's wishes was in trouble. Essie was allowed to do whatever he wanted. Whenever Essie had disagreements with the neighborhood children, his parents would jump to his defense. They would yell at the other parents, "You're just jealous of our son. You don't like him." The neighbors tried to reason with Essie's parents. "You're not the first people to have a child," they would say. "Children shouldn't be allowed to do whatever they want. You have to guide them, teach them, and train them. The way you're spoiling Essie will cause problems for him and for yourselves in the future." But Essie's parents wouldn't listen. "When he grows up, he'll understand everything," they would say. "He's just a child. You're making a big deal out of nothing." The neighbors disagreed. "You're wrong," they said. "You have to teach him little by little, from the time he's a child. He needs to learn what no means. He needs to know the difference between what's his and what belongs to others. If you don't, he's going to have a very difficult life. You never teach him that he shouldn't shout late at night. You never tell him that throwing glass bottles could hurt someone. You only care about feeding him, and that's not enough. Even animals love their babies, but human children need to learn right from wrong from a young age. Ezzy's parents wouldn't budge. Ezzy doesn't understand no, they insisted. He can do whatever he wants. So no one except Ezzy's parents liked the way he behaved. They thought he was spoiled and disruptive. But Ezzy's parents had their reasons for indulging him. Of course, parents love their children. Ezzy grew a little older and started playing in the streets. And there was no one to control him. He was used to getting his way. There were many children in the neighborhood, but Ezzy was the only one who would knock on people's doors and run away. He was the only one who would put mud in people's keyholes. Trying to talk to him didn't do any good. The neighborhood children realized this and stopped including Ezzy in their games. One day, one of the older children said, "We don't want to play with Ezzy." Ezzy got angry and hit him. The parents got involved, and the argument moved to Ezzy's house. The neighbors said to Ezzy's parents, "Your son is very badly behaved. How can you let him act like this when you have such well-behaved daughters? He's going to have a terrible future." Ezzy's parents replied, "You're the ones who will have a terrible future. And your ancestors were badly behaved too. They're just children playing." The neighbors argued, "But even games have rules. Your son doesn't understand that. He just wants to boss everyone around. If he gets used to this, he won't respect rules when he grows up, and he will be treated badly." Ezzy's parents said, "Only weak people are treated badly. Teach your children to be strong like Ezzy, so they won't get beaten up." The neighbors also complained that Ezzy used bad language. Ezzy's parents answered, "Well, if they don't bother him, he won't use bad language. He's just a child, and he doesn't like being told what to do." Ezzy kept growing up, and his parents kept saying, "He's just a child." When he was sent to school, and the school complained about his behavior, they still said, "He's just a child." They said the same thing when he was 10 and when he was 15. As soon as Ezzy came home from school, he would throw his books and notebooks aside and run out to the streets. No one ever saw him reading a book. So, no one was surprised when he failed his exams. After a few years, he dropped out of school. Ezzy's parents, who hadn't had much education themselves, didn't try to make him continue his studies. Ezzy thought this was great, and he focused only on fighting and showing off his strength. His parents were happy because he was eating well, dressing well, and was stronger than the other children. Ezzy's father began to realize that Ezzy was growing up without any skills. So, he thought about taking Ezzy to work with him as a builder. But Ezzy's mother didn't allow it. "He's not strong enough to do building work yet," she said. "Wait until he gets a little older." One time, Ezzy got into fights for several days in a row. One day, he used a razor and injured one of his friends. When the child's parents came to complain, Ezzy's mother, aunt, and uncle took care of the injured child, apologized, and persuaded them not to tell Ezzy's father. Another day, the owner of a small shop stopped Ezzy's father and complained that Ezzy was gathering a group of idle children and causing trouble. Ezzy's father tried to talk to Ezzy, but Ezzy blamed everyone else. On the third day, neighbors from another street came to complain. They said, "Your son is making life difficult for everyone. If you can't control him, we will." Ezzy's father was tired after a long day at work. He was angry and punished Ezzy. He told him that he didn't want to hear any more complaints. The next evening, their next-door neighbor stopped Essie's father. He said, "Listen, I haven't said anything until now, but your son spends all day on the roof flying pigeons. We can't relax in our house. We've told him many times to stop, but he doesn't listen. Tonight, I'm telling you that if he throws another stone into our yard or comes onto our roof again, I will cause you so much trouble that you'll never have peace again." Essie's father didn't say a word. He was tired, angry. And he knew the neighbor was right. He went home silently and took his wife to the kitchen. He said, "Listen, woman, haven't I told Essie many times that flying pigeons is for troublemakers? Haven't we argued with the neighbors about this before? And haven't I told him that he's not allowed on the roof or the walls? So what is this respectable neighbor of ours saying? I was so ashamed. I work hard all day to provide for them. Why don't you stop Essie?" His wife replied, "Well, I swear to God, I tell him every day, but I can't control him anymore. Just today, my voice was so loud that everyone in 7 houses could hear me. I kept shouting, 'You'll fall, you'll break something, you'll hurt yourself.' But it's no use. I'm not strong enough to stop him. You do whatever you think is best." Suddenly, the husband realized something. He said, "That's it. Your words are wrong. Our whole approach is wrong. That's why it's not working." His wife asked, "What's wrong? He's just a child. He'll get better." Her husband replied, "He won't get better as long as you talk like that." His wife asked, "What am I supposed to say? What else can I do?" Her husband said, "You always tell him, 'Don't do that, you'll get hurt. Don't do that, you'll fall. Don't do that, you'll get your clothes dirty.' Have you ever told him that he's bothering other people? Have you ever made him understand that other people want to live in peace, just like we do? That's the problem. We only think about ourselves and our child as if we live in the desert and no one else exists. And that's wrong. Essie needs to understand that if he doesn't let others live in peace, he won't have peace either. From today, I'm going to change things, and you have to support me. I'm tired of hearing complaints from people. As long as we only think about ourselves and our child and don't care about other people's peace, nothing will change." His wife said, "Okay, whatever you say." The husband said, "I'll take care of it right now." The father went to the living room and called Essie. He said, "Listen, son, this is my final word. I work hard all day to provide for you, and when I come home tired at night, I can't take any more complaints from the neighbors. If I hear another complaint from anyone, you will face the consequences. And you have to get rid of those pigeons right now. Take them to the market and sell them for whatever you can get. And don't you dare set foot on the neighbors' roof or walls again. That's it." Essie replied, "I'm not bothering anyone, and I want to keep my pigeons. I'm not going to let them go." His father said, "You didn't understand what I said. Now I'll make you understand." He took off his belt, which was the first time he had ever threatened Essie with it. Essie realized his father was serious and ran away. He stood in the street while his father threw the belt aside and went to the pigeon house. Essie's childhood has been a path of indulgence, shielding him from the realities of responsibility and respect. His father's growing awareness signals a turning point. But is it enough to change Essie's course? What will happen when Essie is forced to confront the world on his own terms? The seeds of his youth have been sown, and now we wait to see what they will yield.